Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Rise, quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by the Doll Group. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Shondra.
Welcome, everyone, to Sedona's Backstage Pass. I am your host, Shondra, and I am thrilled that you are tuning in right now, where you will hear the behind-the-scenes stories that you would never hear unless you tuned into my show. So we are here every Saturday at 10 a.m. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, I want to thank you for tuning in there as well. You will always find this show on the website of KAZM Mellow Mountain Radio 106.5 FM and 780 AM. And you can tune in live, like I mentioned, every Saturday at 10 a.m. I want to thank my sponsors right now because without them, I would not be able to do this show. Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Quicker Cleaner Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, and my presenting sponsor, the Doll Group. Thank you so much, you guys. Just love them. Love, love, love them. So I want to tell you about what's going on around town. I always do this at the top of my show because I want to make sure that you find out about some of the events, not all of the events, but some of them. So here's a few that are going on from June 7th to June 13th, because that's where we are in this week. So Tlaquepaque Arts and Shopping Village, this is a wonderful, wonderful place. This is just an ongoing event, if you ask me. There are galleries, there are restaurants to partake, and there's wonderful boutiques and lots of entertainment. And on certain weekends, events like, they had a Cinco de Mayo event. They have all kinds of different things happening. And you want to go to their website. It's super easy. It's T as in Tom, A as in Apple, L as in look, and Q as in quick. Okay. So TALQ.com for more information about what's going on. That's like an ongoing thing. And I've talked a lot about the Sedona International Film Festival. This is also a wonderful website to visit for ongoing indie films. Plus, they have some really cool things happening. They're actually going to be at the Wild Resort and Spa here in West Sedona with Movies on the Move. And they show these movies outdoors. It is so much fun. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And that starts June 11th. They've got the entire they've got the whole program that they're going to be doing during the summer for this. It is a blast. And also, just to let you know, the city of Sedona, they have a cinema series, and that's Movies in the Park starting at 8 p.m. And to find out about that, you can go to sedonaaz.gov. And I'm going to go back for a moment, Sedona International Film Festival.com. That's where you're going to find out about all of the movies on the move. All right. Then in Cottonwood, they have something called free dive-in movies, not drive-in, but dive-in. So when you're in the outdoor pool at the Cottonwood Aquatic Center, which is located in Cottonwood, of course, at 7:45, the admission is free and you get to watch a movie. And that is happening starting on June 8th. So we've got all these things going on. The movies around here, outdoors, June 11th, June 12th, and of course earlier June 8th in Cottonwood. Okay, so this week I want to tell you about a couple of things that I did. For those of you who are looking for something to do as far as self-care, that's the big term now, self-care, because we're all so flipped out about what's going on in our world, a little bit stressed out, if it's not pressure of work or pressure of what's happening in our world news, it's money, or I don't know, maybe it's somebody that's driving you crazy. I don't know. And it may be just your schedule, right? You just need some time out. Well, I've got a couple of recommendations, and I'm going to tell you this because I'm doing it currently. Okay. This is why I'm bringing it up, because I definitely could use some self-care, and this is what I'm doing. So over at Medically Yours, which is by Leela's Bakery, and that's in West Sedona, there is a beautiful place called Medically Yours. I just mentioned that. Medically Yours. And the address is 3190 West State Route 89A. Okay. And they're in Suite 150A. They have all kinds of things that you can find out about. But the thing that I'm doing there is called EOX Mind. And these are sessions to help you just to help strengthen your mind, to relax you. I have to tell you, I started dreaming again. I wasn't dreaming for a while. I was like, what's going on? I'm doing this. And these are treatments, and it doesn't hurt. It's US FDA cleared. It's non-invasive, drug-free. It's under 30 minutes. That's what a session is. And you can buy a series of 6 of them. And I'm going to tell you, this has been my second one this last week out of the 6. And I'm feeling really good. There was some really stressful stuff happening, like a gasket blew in our main water line. That was always lovely and fun to have to deal with. That happened, and I somehow dealt with it pretty good. And I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe the EX or the EOX Mind sessions may have helped with that. So that's at Medically Yours. Check it out. Also at the Sedona New Day Spa, I had a massage. And it was fantastic. It was called the New Day Spa Aromatherapy Massage. And they are located, they're one of our sponsors here, at 3004 West State Route 89A, very close to 1AZ Credit Union. Okay, big shout out to them too. Love you guys. So check out SedonaNewDaySpa.com for massages and all kinds of wonderful things, from pedicures to you name it. And then, of course, with Medically Yours, you can visit their website as well. Just put it in Google and you'll find it. Oh, okay. Got through all of that because I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I'm doing that's helping me, hoping that that will help you as well. My first guest today, you've heard from him before. I so honor this man. He is so busy doing event after event after event. He is also one of our co-producers for the new musical dramedy that my creative partner Dev Ross and I wrote called The Dead Quilter Society. He is a co-producer on that on behalf of the Sedona Historical Society. But you'll find him at the Heritage Museum, the Sedona Heritage Museum, and that is our executive director over there, Nate Meyers. Thank you, Nate, for being here.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Now, I understand that there's a new exhibit going up this month. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's exploring the hiking trails around Sedona and where the names of them came from, or exploring stories of things that happened out there on those trails. So I think hikers are going to like it. I think people who aren't hikers are going to learn something about it too. Maybe it'll inspire them to want to go out and hike. So yeah, we're real excited about this exhibit.
I'm looking forward to this. You know, I've lived here for almost 23 years with my husband, and I have not gotten out that much on all the trails. And we have someone come in town, they go, well, let's go hiking. You know this place really well. And I'm like, sure. And I'm like, go right into my phone trying to find trails and things because I'm busy. I don't have a chance to hike so much. So this is going to be wonderful for residents as well as tourists. Correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Great.
Tourists are, and we'll have some of the trails that the tourists are here for. I mean, Cathedral Rock and Devil's Bridge. But there will be others that maybe people don't know about. We'll tell the story of why Wilson is named Wilson, Wilson Mountain, or any number of the other ones. So,
which brings me to the fact that you just did that hike a month ago, and you wouldn't recommend this for an amateur hiker like me.
Oh no, that trail doesn't play around. That is steep. It's about 9 miles round trip. It's about 2,600 feet of elevation gain. So you're going pretty much straight up the whole way.
Okay. Is it an actual trail? I mean, you're not going up rocks and things like that.
No, it's safe. You're not like rock climbing or anything. There's no cliffs you're going to fall off of.
That's good to know.
It's a tough trail.
Oh my gosh. Not for me. I don't think so. 9 miles. Wow.
Yeah.
I would be like in bed for 3 days. Maybe in traction. I don't know.
I don't know if you remember this,
of course, but
yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but I did it one morning, and then that night we had a performance of the Dead Quilter Society in Cottonwood.
Yes,
so I was right there that night. So.
I know. You're superhuman. We know this about you anyway, but now I really believe it. So you did this hike, I understand, in 3 hours. Who does this? 9 miles, 3 hours hiking, and you saw some people as you were going up. Did you see anybody at all?
Yeah, there were actually more people out there than I thought.
Really?
Yeah. There was a couple I passed on the way up. They were about a mile and a half from the trailhead, and they were huffing and puffing, and they asked if I was going to go to the summit, and I said, that's my goal, and they said, us too. So I said, well, I'll see you up there. They're like, well, maybe you'll see us up there. And so I got up to the summit, and that day it happened to be very windy, so I didn't stay around up there because that was kind of unpleasant. But
yeah, I was going to say that.
Turned around, headed down, and about a mile from the summit, I passed that couple again. They were going to make it. They'd done the hardest part. So
my gosh, that's good for them.
Good
I love
for them.
it.
Yep.
How old were they? They weren't in their 80s. Not that I am. I'm not in my 80s, by the way. I'm not bringing it up for that
they
reason.
Were probably in their 20s.
In their 20s, and they were huffing and puffing.
Mm-hmm.
Get off that couch.
Yeah.
Get off that. Stop watching all those YouTube channel stuff. I don't know. Nothing against YouTube, but
it's a hard trail, though. I mean, to be fair to them.
Right. Okay. So this is the new exhibit going up about trails. If you want to know about all of that, make sure you go in June, this month in June, to see that new exhibit. Now, let's talk about the back side of this museum. You talked last month about this room that has a lot of collections. We don't see everything, right? Is this normal with all museums?
Yeah, that's normal with all museums. Every museum has I couldn't tell you a precise percentage of artifacts that a museum has out. At Sedona Heritage Museum, we probably have, 5 or 6% of everything we have out on display, and we rotate it when we can. But one thing the public probably doesn't really know about museums is we collect a lot of things, and a lot of times it's not with the intention of displaying it. We're collecting items that support our mission, that help us tell the story of Sedona, help us understand the story of Sedona. And so sometimes that means that we'll collect something and we don't ever have any plan to put it on display because maybe we can't, maybe it's too fragile or who knows, but the story that the object can tell is just so important that we have to collect it, even if it's never going to be on exhibit.
And this is pretty typical with most museums.
Mm-hmm. Like if you think of the Smithsonian, and how big the Smithsonian is, about 0.01% of the Smithsonian's collection's on exhibit.
Whoa.
Which means 99.99% of everything that the Smithsonian owns for us, the American people, is in storage in warehouses in Maryland.
Will we ever see any of that stuff at the Smithsonian? Really?
Not most of it.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
How do we learn? How do we as the public learn about it if we don't see it?
Well, that's something that I've thought a lot about over my career, and that's where I think digitization has been a real boon to museums. Is it's so easy to digitize photographs and archival items. You stick them on a scanner, you scan them, you put it on the internet, and it's available for people. So not only does that make it accessible for you, if you're doing your family genealogy, let's say, and you stumble on this collection in a museum, you're like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing asset. But it also protects and prolongs the life of those items because now they're not being handled all the time.
Do you ever worry when you do the digitation that it might get lost or something could come to, I don't know. I always worry about storage. I'm thinking like something crashes, then all of a sudden all your pictures are gone. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of us take pictures. I'm that person in the family. I like to just basically take pictures of every event that's going on or gathering. And you look back at that and you remember in that moment, you're right there. And it's like that with museums. So do you ever worry about that?
Yes. Yes. Let me say yes and no. Yes, that's something you have to think a lot about. No, I don't worry because we have a plan. We have backups, regular backups. We store backups off-site.
Good.
So if something should happen, our server crashes, we can get a new server and upload at least the last backup to it. And so we're never out more than X number of days data,
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
You always worry that history is going to go away, right? I mean, there's that concern that some of this is going to be lost or destroyed or just goes away. And backup systems.
Well, yeah, and that's what museums are for. Every museum thinks very hard about preservation. When we collect something, no matter what it is, we are committing to preserve that in perpetuity, which is a fancy word for forever.
Yes,
exactly. So, excuse me. So, we are going to put resources into creating a climate-controlled environment for it, an acid-controlled environment. Make sure that acids from like cardboard boxes and stuff aren't leaching into things. So we put a lot of thought and consideration and monetary resources into preserving things. And so we're very careful about what we do collect because it's expensive to collect something and save it forever. Right.
And that's a very honorable thing to be doing, by the way, is to keep our history for this country tangible to everything. Like it's there.
Well, can I say something about that too?
Absolutely.
The other thing about museums is that we consider ourselves stewards, right? We're stewards of the community's history. We're stewards of the community's artifacts and archives. We aren't the owners. We're just the ones who are taking care of it for right now. There were people before us doing that. There are going to be people after us. We're just we're stewards, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's amazing, actually. Now, let's see. I wanted to ask you about when you're preserving this. I remember back in 2022, when you first came on as executive director, you created the time capsule. This is something I think was an idea maybe before you came on, and then you made it happen with your team of people. And I remember we were showing some things. You had gloves on. I don't think a lot of the general public know that that's what you do. It's a thing. Like you mentioned a moment ago, people just don't get that. And I was like, oh, that is, wow. Newspapers even, stuff like that. And for those of you listening, the Sedona Heritage Museum is all about community. It is a hub for community. Again, please go and see what your museum has to offer you and your family and your friends that come in. And for those of you who are visiting, this is definitely a stop that will give you an idea of how special Sedona really is. And you had put out a welcome to people to bring things. Now, you don't always take what everybody brings, right? Tell us about that.
No, there's a lot in that question. The time capsule, I can't take credit for that. That was before I got to the museum. That time capsule had been developed, and they'd solicited donations. The Historical Society had solicited donations for that time capsule, and it was commemorating the 40th anniversary of the Sedona Historical Society. So the Historical Society was founded in 1982. We created this 2022 time capsule, and it's to be opened in 2062.
2062.
At the 80th, so another 40 years.
Wow. Another 40 years. Think about that. I will probably not be here. I don't think. We don't even know.
You never know.
We have no idea if you, me, or Ryan in the who's our engineer and also an owner here. Thank you, Ryan, our producer. We don't know if he'll be here. That's amazing, is it not?
It
crazy.
Is. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And so it'll be a nice. When they open it, we didn't bury it. Traditionally you bury a time capsule. We didn't bury it because...
Do they really bury things like that?
Oh, yeah, and you lose them. Like, I can't tell you how many time capsules I've heard of that they don't record where it's buried, or, it's not precise enough, and nobody can find the time capsule after that.
Oh, my gosh.
We chose not to bury it. We sealed it up, and it's sitting in the museum's collection storage space, waiting for another, 3 years ago? Another 37 years to pass.
Another 37 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if I work out enough.
You can get there.
Maybe I could get there.
You can get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
But the other part of your question was with the white gloves and preservation and that kind of thing. So no, we don't always collect everything that people drop off. And in fact, I've worked before becoming the director here. I was in collections. That was my main work, and I had to get very good at telling people no.
That has to be difficult.
It's a hard thing to learn, certainly, but it's the right thing to do for the thing on offer oftentimes too, because I'll give you a stereotypical one that happens kind of all the time. Is somebody will come up and say, "Here's Grandma's wedding dress." Okay, tell me about Grandma and her wedding dress. Well, she got married in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and she lived her whole life outside of Milwaukee and whatever, and now I have this. And you have to explain, well, we're the Sedona Heritage Museum. We collect Sedona stories, and so that without a Sedona connection, it's not really, we're not the appropriate place to be collecting this history. And really, you need to contact Grandma's hometown history museum.
So what's the craziest thing someone ever brought in?
Oh, gosh.
Can you think of anything?
It all depends on what you think of as crazy.
Well, in your estimation of like, wow, this is something.
Well, there's, I've got a wide range of them here. I mean, recently, literally just a couple months ago, a transient came into the museum with a handful of copper slugs that he dug up. There used to be a shooting range not far from where the museum is.
Oh, okay.
And he dug up these copper slugs. And he said, "Don't you want these?" And I was like, I really don't.
No.
That doesn't really.
Oh gosh.
that doesn't help us. But on the other side of things, sometimes you have to say no to things that are really great. So one example of this is at my previous museum, Chandler Museum down in the valley. Somebody offered up an ice box that was probably 20. It was from the 19-teens. It was probably 20 feet wide. It was about 8 feet tall, at least 2 feet deep, and it was from the first restaurant in Chandler.
Wow.
Ever. But it was kind of dilapidated. It was sitting out in a field. It was falling apart. And so it's this great story, this great history, but you have to say no because you can't preserve it. You can't preserve it. You can't move it.
Crazy.
And so sometimes you have to say no to some really great things too.
Oh, that's painful.
Yes.
Well, I do know you have a duplicate of the McDonald's arch. The turquoise. Is it turquoise or do we call it green?
Turquoise.
Turquoise.
It's turquoise. Yes.
Uh-huh. So
Yes.
you must go and see that. I always see
It's actually
people,
the original at the museum.
That's the original?
Yes.
Did you hear that, everybody? I know a lot of you take pictures out there. I see tourists always taking pictures there. If you want to go and see the original turquoise arch of McDonald's here in Sedona, go to the Sedona Heritage Museum. Well, thank you so much. Again, thank you for being a show sponsor. And thank you for being here. We're going to see you next month in July. I can't wait to have you back.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks, Shondra.
Thank you, Nate. Nate Meyers of the Sedona Heritage Museum.
You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful, handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the wood-fired kitchens of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Quicker Cleaner Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in just minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day. And look like a star in your car. Located in West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit quickercleanercarwash.com.
Here's more of Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by the Dahl Group.
We are back, and thank you for staying with me. As I mentioned, I've got 3 phenomenal ladies from the Community Library Sedona, and I'm going to introduce you to them all right now. First of all, we have Tasha Spuches, and she is the assistant director over there at our library. Our program director for the youth services, she's the manager, I should say, is Vivian Cross. And we have Christina Schweiss, who is the social media wizard over there doing all kinds of fun things. Very excited to have all three of you here. Thank you for being with me. So let's talk about what's going on at the Community Library Sedona. Who wants to start first? How about you, Tasha?
I'm stoked to start first.
Great. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for inviting us. We love any opportunity we can get to get out in the community and let people know what we have going on at the library, because it is a lot.
I know. You guys have really added a lot of programming. It's exciting. Tell us.
One of our big programs that we've put forward over the last year is called Get Better Together, and it's a wellness-based program. So if you've heard some buzz on the street that people are doing line dancing, Zumba, yoga, Tai Chi, sound baths, any of those things, yes, they really are happening at the library, and it's all part of this program.
And is there admission? Is it admission, or is it like free to everybody? What is it?
Everything at your library is free.
Fantastic. If people want to donate to make sure these programs are happening, can they do that? Because I know a lot of services have kind of gone away, right, with our libraries and museums and all of that. Tell us about that.
Yes, please. The answer right there, yes, please.
Right.
We are a nonprofit library, so our funding is very dependent on donors and through grants. This Get Better Together program that we've been doing was an LSTA-funded grant, and right now those are kind of up in the air.
Okay, well, tell us about that. I want to know about that program because you're bringing youth and seniors together. Is that correct?
Yes, this is an all-ages program. It doesn't mean that you have to find a babysitter to come to a Zumba class. You get to bring your little one with you. You can bring your teen with you. I promise you. Our Zumba teacher is also our Spanish teacher. She is phenomenal. She's great with all ages, and she gets everybody hyped up and pumped up and ready to go.
Wonderful. Tell me where I can find where the list of events are and classes, because I know you also have events, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but you've got classes and they're free, and I want to know about it, and I know a lot of our listeners do too. So tell us where we're going to find those listing of that.
There's 3 places that you can look. First, if you come visit us, which is what we always prefer. We love to talk to our patrons. You can come to the desk, and there's the good old-fashioned paper calendar that you can put right on your refrigerator so you never miss a class.
Cool.
Second way, and one of my other favorite ways, is subscribing to our newsletter. So you're going to go to our website, you're going to scroll almost all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see a little subscribe button. And that button's going to allow you to select which newsletters you want. If you want youth information, you pick that. If you want adult information, you pick that, or you pick both. Then if you don't want, if you've already got the newsletter, but you just want to check something, you can pop onto our website, communitylibrarysedona.org, and go to our calendar of events. There's 2 calendars, one for our village location and one for West Sedona. So they'll have all of the events for both locations right there.
Fantastic. Is it true that you had a mechanical bull and you had a rock climbing wall at one of your big events?
It's true.
It's true. It's not a rumor. It's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor.
Oh my gosh.
It was at our Get Loud event that we had in September to kind of announce our new brand and our community-focused approach. And we had all sorts of fun things going on. You mentioned the mechanical bull. We had the rock climbing wall. We had free tacos. Those were a big hit. I didn't get a taco. I'm still a little salty that I didn't get a taco.
I was going to say, I'd be very bummed about that.
We were busy. We were busy that day. There was cotton candy. There was hair braiding. We had... Vivian, do you remember the balloon man's name? I can't remember it right now.
His name is Cody Williams from QT Entertainment.
Oh, was he cute? QT, I'm just going
He's
there.
a celebrity in youth world.
He is.
He has a line of 50 kids waiting for a balloon.
Oh my gosh.
He's amazing. He's always a hit. So we had all sorts of fun events going on that day. We had live music, and after dark, we bought the party across the street, had another live band, just kept it going right into the night.
You're saying across the street where?
We were at Base Camp.
Mm-hmm. Base Camp. What's that?
Base Camp is the Sedona Beer Company new location right across the street from the library. So if you ever want to go check out a book or go to one of our fun programs, you can also go across the street to Base Camp, and you will see a familiar face, me, Christina, there quite often.
Is this your hang?
It's my hang. I love that place.
I know. It's like, this is a really good segue, Christina. Seriously, you are the social media queen over there. I follow you.
Oh, thank goodness.
I watch these wild videos that you do. They're crazy.
They're crazy.
Where do you come up with the ideas?
I am on TikTok 24/7. It feels like it's just my home away from home, and so I get a lot of trends on there that I want to bring to the library. For instance, we did one yesterday supporting and promoting our summer reading program for adults, and we just did it. I grabbed one of my coworkers, and we did it in like 5 minutes, and it was just fun. And it's a little stupid and crazy, but that's what brings people together.
No, it's not stupid, and it is crazy, and it's fun, and that's what draws people, right? Is the fun part of it. Yeah, it's good. So tell us about that program, because we hear about, Vivian, we hear about your summer youth program. Now, what is this program that you're talking about?
Well, the adult summer reading program is really fun, and it's the first time it's back in a long time, and so it's pretty simple. You come in with a book, or you don't even have to have the book you read with you, and you tell the people at the desk, oh, I just read this book, and you can get these raffle tickets to put into different prizes. And there will be a drawing at the end of July, and so some of the prizes include a gift card to Base Camp, or a gift card to the film festival, to Barnes & Noble, Bookman's, REI, just some other things. And there's
really neat
fabulous painting that's also for the raffle for the adult summer reading program, and it's really a fun way to get people interested in reading again.
I know, because nobody reads anymore. Do you notice that? It's
like we would
everyone
say
reads.
Okay,
I
all right.
disagree.
I know. I knew I was going to get a little bit. There's like a riot happening right here in the station. Yeah. No. I noticed that people do have a tendency not to read so much. They listen, right? We have audiobooks and all of that stuff. But so in this particular case, you are helping to promote reading again.
That's true.
It's a good thing. We love that. What else you've got going on over there?
Oh, we're going to be starting a podcast, hopefully within the next couple months or even sooner. And it's going to be about Sedona connections and community connections. And we're just going to get our library voice out into the world of Sedona. And we're going to have special guests, of course, like you do here on your podcast. And it's going to be a great way to just let the people of Sedona know the library is here for them, and we're here for everyone.
And you are the host.
I am the host.
Of course
you are. Yes, I'll be hosting, I'll be editing, so everyone pray for me.
Yeah, you're going to be just fine. I know you have a background in that,
yes,
in college, university, and I'm thrilled that you're doing this. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And so where can they hear the podcast after it's done?
It will be, after it's all done, it will be on Spotify. It'll probably be on our YouTube channel, just because we already have one up and running. And then, of course, we'll post clips onto our TikTok and Instagram. All of those are Community Library Sedona. It's really simple, so just find us on there, and you'll be able to hear more and learn more about our podcast and upcoming endeavors.
You also work with Jan Mark, don't you?
Oh, of course.
And Jan Mark is a wild and crazy guy.
Yes.
Yes. And how is he directing for a video?
Oh,
I'm just curious.
He's pretty good. He's a very spur-of-the-moment kind of guy, so we did this wicked dance with him, and he was like, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to rehearse. And all of a sudden, he came in like 5 minutes into us rehearsing, and he picked up the moves and got it right on the beat, and it was awesome.
He's one take.
Yeah.
He's a one-take guy.
One take Jan.
It's
he never has an issue. We have to, I'll be honest, I have to practice and go over and over. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Jan just shows up, does the job, makes everybody laugh.
I love it. Well, the two of you together have to be a riot.
You know it. We actually today on Tuesday we are closing together. So if you want to see that, come to the library because it's so fun.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. He's like a father figure to me, or a fun uncle, I should say. So we just banter together.
Yes,
and it's just a good time.
That's really good. I like it. Well, you had to make sure that you go over and say hi to Christina. You may end up in a video. It's possible. I know you probably recruit, right? Like if some of us show up, you would just go, come on in. We're looking for a short blonde.
Right? Yeah, we got you.
Exactly. I love it. It's great. And now, Vivian, tell us about what's happening this summer, because you've got your youth summer program. It is a reading program.
Yes, it is. It's our annual summer reading program, and our theme is Color Our World. And tomorrow will be the second week, and I have to brag a little bit about our community. We have 252 kids registered already, and it's not even week 2.
Wow.
I have 15 kids that already finished 1,000 minutes of reading, which is amazing.
There is a lot of reading going on.
There is a lot of reading going on. Yes. And I kind of want to brag about our community. I'm so proud of the way that it's come together this year. We have over 40 sponsors and donors that help us with our prizes and our programming. As you can see, here's our list of sponsors.
She's showing me a poster now.
Yes, and it's got so many local people on there that have donated. I'll just go through a few. Famous pizza, for example, for the end prize. When the kids finish reading 1,000 minutes, they get 2 slices of pizza and a drink. That's the end prize. Or they can choose a Rocky Road ice cream scoop or a donut from Sedonas. The midway prize after 500 minutes is the Arizona State Park Pass and a free game from Game On, which is a game rental place in Cottonwood. And the beginning prize registration was a free book from the bookstore next door, Friends of the Library Bookstore, and a pool pass, a free entrance to the Sedona Community Pool. So, and that's, City of Sedona. So we've just had so many community partners to make all of it happen and bring us great prizes and incentives for kids to read. And then the last thing I want to talk about is our special artists that are coming into the library to do special programming. We have a mom who's doing a Bedazzle Bring Your Own to Bedazzle on Monday. We have a face painting class with Joya, which will be amazing. We have a West Sedona school art teacher coming in to do a program. We have another local artist, Nita, and her dog are coming to do.
Wonderful.
So I could go on and on and on.
I'm very familiar with that program because my husband Tom and I did it for years.
I remember.
And I went to all the different libraries around Arizona. And the program here is always fantastic. Make sure that you sign your child up for this. How do they sign up? And there still are sign-ups available, right?
Yes, sign-ups can happen for a long time. I don't think we'll close sign-ups till sometime in July.
Okay.
Because, even if a kid reads one book, we're happy. So it's all about reading. You can just come to the library and register, and it's really easy registration process, and then we'll give you everything that you need. Or the kids can go to our website, and for the teens and tweens, we do have an app where they can log their minutes that way.
Well, tell us what the website is.
Our website's Community Library Sedona.org.
Good.
Yeah.
CommunityLibrarySedona.org. Excellent. This is so good. Now, let me ask you, when is the very first? Have you already had your first show, the first event?
Yeah, so last Friday we had Arizona State Parks and Trails come in. They brought Moonlight the Owl.
Oh.
Yeah, so a live owl in the library. It was just wonderful. And then the kids got to dissect owl pellets, which, kids love to dissect owl vomit. So
you don't hear that every day, do you? No, but I think it is, these are things that kids absolutely love to do. I was telling you about the horse that used to come in. There's a gentleman who brought a horse in, and, he had a little, we won't go into it.
I have to find out who this horse is and bring in a horse.
I know. It's kind of a Mr. Ed thing. If those of you who are listening, Christina, do you remember Mr. Ed? See, you have no idea. You're a child.
I am young.
You're in your 20s. Of course you don't remember. I am Mr. Ed. It was a big show. I used to watch it as a kid. Reruns. Not that old. Anyway, so when is the last event? So we know it. That's at the end of July, right before school goes in?
Yeah, so the last event will be our summer reading celebration party from 4:30 to 6:30, where kids will come and pick up their prizes. We're going to have cotton candy. We're going to have the balloon magician from QT Entertainment. We are going to have Jolly Roger the magician.
I know Jolly Roger.
He usually comes to our pool party, but we didn't do that this year. So he's coming to our end celebration. And yeah, it's going to be fun, and kids can pick up their prizes and celebrate going back to school. Before that, we do have a Missoula Children's Theater camp. That's all free. That the Community Library Sedona, Parks, our City of Sedona, and Rotary of the Village have planned together, and it's a free children's theater at West Sedona School.
West Sedona. So that event you were just telling us about, that happens at West Sedona.
The Missoula Children's Theater or the end?
The end.
Oh, the end is at our library.
Okay.
In our commons.
Let's talk about that space, Tasha.
Yes,
because
commons.
there are, I don't know if you've ever been there, those of you who are listening, and those of you who are planning to come into Sedona sometime, make sure that you visit this. It's awesome. All these fire pits, and tell us, Tasha.
So, our commons has one giant fire pit that the Friends of the Library donated, and we have a blast around it. We've had dance parties around it. We've made s'mores around it. 2 weeks ago, I think it was now, my weeks all blend together. We have so much stuff going on. We started the concerts on the Commons. So we had Sugar Moon come and play for us, all ages. We had the fire pit going. We,
I must have been hallucinating. I thought I saw fire pits, but it's kind of like what? Too much iced tea. Too much iced tea.
Fire pit.
It's a very large one. Okay, so maybe I don't know. I divided it up or something. I don't know. It's a fun place to go.
It's the Friends of the Library Fire Circle.
It is, yes.
Oh, I like that. It's very good. Oh, and you know what? You also have a store, don't you? With used books.
The Friends have the best. I've been in library services for 20 years. I've seen a variety of book sales done by Friends, and I have to say this is a showstopper. Mm-hmm. It is the best bookstore. I love it. I sneak over all the time to see what they have that I can take home to my personal library collection. The volunteers over there are so friendly. Definitely stop by, say hi to us, and don't miss the bookstore.
And that's why we built the Commons. That's why the library built the Commons, to connect the library to the Friends of the Library bookstore. Before, it was a little bit disjointed, and now you walk through this beautiful patio with tables and chairs. You can come hang out. Our Wi-Fi is out there. And then you can go to the bookstore.
Love that. Okay, your favorite book, Christina?
Oh, boy.
Oh, gosh. That's...
Okay, well, then let me re-ask a different...
Okay.
Here's another question. What is your favorite genre, as we would say in music, of books?
It depends all the time. It used to be smut and romance.
Oh, it used to be smut.
I'm just a girl, okay? So that it used to be that. But now it's kind of gone to historical fiction. Oh. And so Kristen Hanna is a really great author. And if you love World War II, not love, but enjoy World War II or learning about that, she has a great book called The Nightingale. So I highly recommend that. That's not my favorite book, but I mean, in terms of genre, that's historical fiction probably right now.
Historical fiction.
Yes.
Okay, Tasha?
Well, I would have answered historical fiction before meeting Christina, but Christina's kind of turned me onto another genre of books, and I've been doing a lot of fairy fantasy books with really strong female lead characters that have to go kick the bad guy's butt.
Ooh, so, we love that.
I can highly recommend the Fourth Wing series. And there's dragons. I mean, you can't go wrong with a book with dragons. But I will second Christina's Nightingale. I sobbed at the end of that book. Bring tissues. But definitely read it.
Okay. Vivian?
Well, interestingly, yesterday I put the Nightingale on hold on Libby. So the library has an audiobook app called Libby, and we have awesome books on there too. So Nightingale is on my reading list now. Hope to get it soon in my queue. But I just finished also The Women, same author, historical fiction. But then I have to say I love children's books, of course.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Excellent. I had to say there was a big gasp. Did you notice from Tasha and Christina when you were like, I put that on hold? They were like,
goodness, you better.
Holding back.
I do read adult things. I know.
Yes, okay. But no, it was more of like putting it on hold. I think it was like, oh no, putting that book that the two of you wrote. Anyway, I do have to ask you, Tasha, getting back to the events of classes, what's your favorite class that you've taken over there? Because I'm sure you've taken a class.
I mean, I can't pick a favorite. They're all amazing. That's why we have them.
Yes.
I can speak. I went to a sound bath class with Harta. She also does our youth drumming. She's amazing. And she makes this huge event with so many people really individualized. She really pays attention to each person. And it was kind of magical experience. It was just amazing energy in there. But all of our dance classes, I went into one line dancing class and I was just sneaking in.
Yes.
I left after one dance pouring with sweat, totally got a cardio workout. Zumba, same way, high energy, just stuff you're not thinking you're going to do when you walk in a library, and then you go, why have I never done this before, and I can't wait to do it again.
Right? And it's happening in the library, everybody, where we were told as children, shh, right? No, not happening over there. Nope. I love it. When's the next big Get Loud event? Is there another one coming up down the future? Working on it?
We are working on one. Details to be determined.
Yes. Okay, good. I like that.
Secrets.
I like that. Tune in.
Yes.
Make sure that you go to their website. Again, it is communitylibrarysedona.org. And then you can find out all of the wonderful things that are happening, including classes, also information about the podcast, I assume.
In the future, yes.
In the future, the very near future. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience here, that people who are listening, about this fabulous library? I do want to say one thing. Hang on. I do want to say this. As most of you know, a lot of the funding has gone away for libraries and museums. And I just want to do a shout out to anybody who's listening who wants to donate. You could also be a volunteer over at the library, because volunteers, well, always a big welcome to them, really, because they need a lot of help and assistance with different things. And I'm sure that you could get involved with a lot of community activities and social events and actually get to know new people that way. So right now, I just want to ask you, is there anything else you wanted anyone else to know about right now?
I think the message I'd like people to leave with is that, yes, we want you to come in and get that new Kristen Hanna book. Yes, we want you to come to a class or an event at the library. But what we really want is for you to leave with a connection to somebody else in your community.
I love that, Tasha. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do, Tasha. Thank you, Christina, for all the fun that we get to watch online and all the fun things you're bringing as well, as Tasha is. And thank you, Vivian, for giving a great foundation to our youth here in Sedona and the Verde Valley with books and reading and imagination.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you all for being here, and we'll be right back.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now, discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineering to construction management, we deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at SeftonEngineeringConsultants.com.
Take a deep breath, then let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at SedonaNewDaySpa.com or call 928-282-7502.
Here's more of Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by the Dahl Group.
Well, thank you for staying with me, and thank you for always tuning in, either live on Saturdays at 10 a.m. or Apple Podcasts later on. Do you hear that? All right, that means it's time for my shameless Shondra spot. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I probably shouldn't be announcing because we haven't made it an official announcement. I'm going to do it anyway, okay? So you probably heard about this new musical dramedy that we've been putting up on its feet like 4 different times, twice at the Sedona Heritage Museum, Mary Fisher Theater, and Old Town Center for the Arts. And it's called the Dead Quilter Society. Well, here is a little inside scoop for you, because there have been producers of theaters that are looking for shows and very interested, by the way, in the Dead Quilter Society coming to their theaters out of this state of Arizona and actually in Phoenix and different places in the state of Arizona. Well, we are expanding the show. That's right. The Dead Quilter Society will have 2 more songs added to it. I'll be writing those. And my creative partner, Dev Ross, will be writing about 25 minutes extra of the show. So if you've seen the show, I'm going to tell you, come back. We'll be performing that back home at the Sedona Heritage Museum in mid-October, and I'll keep you posted on those dates because you're going to see a lot of new content, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I hope I don't get in trouble for having announced that. All right. Thank you again so much for listening today, for taking some time out of your day to check out Sedona's Backstage Pass. And like I said, we are here live Saturdays at 10 a.m. on KAZM Mellow Mountain Radio, 106.5 FM and 780 a.m. And I want to give a big shout out to the owner, Chuck Helstein, and also my wonderful engineer, Ryan Thompson. Thank you guys for having me here with this wonderful opportunity to give people an inside look to all that's going on in Sedona Backstage Pass. I also want to thank my sponsors. That is Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Quicker Cleaner Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, and my presenting sponsor, the Doll Group, and my wonderful guests. I am so grateful to have had these three amazing women that are doing some great work over at the Community Library Sedona. Make sure you go over there. Say hi to Tasha Spuches, who is the Assistant Director and Program Director, Vivian Kraus, the Youth Services Manager, and Christina Schweiss, the Circulation and Social Media Wizard, as we call her. They're always over there. Make sure you go. Get a book, read, and check out all the events that they've got going on. And like I said, Nate Meyers from the Sedona Heritage Museum, Executive Director over there, working. You can see him over there, say hi, and tell him that you heard him on Sedona's Backstage Pass. Thank you again, and we'll be back next Saturday, and of course, always on Apple Podcasts.